And we are on. Hey guys, so welcome to another episode of the Reseller Niche podcast. Actually, this is a live reseller hangout. I'm with my buddy Ryan from Galaxy CDs, Rocks, and Flips. And actually, let everyone know where they can find you because you have an awesome YouTube channel and podcast.
Thanks. Yeah, the YouTube channel and the podcast are both Galaxy CDs, Rocks, and Flips. You can go to just galaxycdsrocks.com and there's links there for everything. So you can go there and find me there.
Actually, I was listening to your show. Was it the one? When was the one that you put up about social media? Because that one, to be honest, was the one I found the most intriguing of your most recent ones.
That was Sunday. Yeah, I don't really even know what prompted that, but it just, sometimes you get to the end of the week and I've got to record an episode. I usually do them on Saturday after I do listings. And I was like, man, I don't know what to talk about. And I don't know if I saw somebody complaining about, social media just in general. And I was like, yeah, that might be a topic worth talking about. So, and it actually got a lot of people talking. I've had several comments on that. People talking about things not necessarily even reselling related, but the one woman was talking about her friend is all of a sudden into diet and workout.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
Anyways. Because I remember I was listening to it. I was listening to it late at night, and I actually listened to the entire thing back right then because it's actually something I was actually thinking about. Because I was thinking about social media and about, I guess, being a little bit overly going overboard with doing a lot of these posts and kind of getting obsessed with doing it in a sense. Not that I'm not really on social media that much that I think of, but compared to what I was before, it's a big leap.
Yeah. Yeah, I noticed there are people that they're literally posting all the time. And I'm trying to wrap my head around when are they actually doing any reselling? Because they're doing, 6 YouTube videos a week and a podcast, and they're on Instagram 25 times a day. And I'm like, man, how do you get anything done? Because I struggle to get, 2 a week done and keep up with everything else I'm trying to do. So more power to them.
Really don't get it either because even me, I struggle to with Instagram posts. I've been on Instagram. I've been in pretty much what I do is I get onto a social media platform as soon as it opens up, but I never use it. I've been on all of them. I probably am on all of them. I doubt I know all my logins for all of them. But
are you a MySpace guy? You been around that long?
It's on my MySpace page. I think I was telling this to somebody else. Literally, when you open it up, you get hit with, I forget what song it was, but it was loud and obnoxious.
They always came on like full blast, like it turned up to 11 for some reason. But yes. MySpace was pretty cool, especially because as we talked about before, I owned a record store, so I could put up a post and people could visit my page and I could have the song of the week and whatever. So it was kind of cool. But
the thing about MySpace is 2 things. One, you have the obnoxious music. 2, you have the obnoxious pictures of people.
Right.
Did you ever notice that it's like a full page ad for your face?
Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah, I can't remember. I think at one point I had Metallica on there. Something I thought, I'll be louder and more aggressive than everybody else, which is wrong. I wasn't, but it's just more obnoxious.
Yeah. It's still around, but it's totally different now. I think it's mostly music based. So I haven't been on. I'm like you. I would never remember my login information. That was so long ago. But
I've heard. I think I was talking to somebody else about this, that they were bought by somebody, a Justin Timberlake consortium. Yeah. Yep. Something to do with music, and they're a music. I don't know if it's CDs or what they do. Something to do with music.
Yeah, they were going to try to do music promotion, become kind of a website where you could go to find new artists and all that kind of stuff. I don't think it's really worked out for them, but I wonder if they kept Tom.
Yeah. Tom real? Or is Tom just kind of this random picture of some college guy that they found with a white
That's a good question. I never did know. I assumed he was a legit guy, but maybe not.
I'm surprised because you know how everything's a meme these days, and they got Rick Ashley or something like that. I'm surprised Tom isn't circulating like the talk shows and like,
Right.
hey, I'm Tom. Want to be my
Uh,
friend? Everybody's friend.
yep. He was everybody's first friend.
Actually, if you really want to go there, before MySpace, there was a place called Friendster.
Yep.
So, okay, good.
I wasn't on. I knew of it, but I didn't participate in that one. But yeah, I did. I was aware of it.
I was in college right around the time this was coming out, and all of these were coming out. And so Friendster, yeah, I don't think I was on there, but I think that I had a lot of friends talking about it. Back then, actually, the big thing for me, and this is really dating me, remember AOL chats and the
Oh yeah.
you had the instant, it was a big deal having like this little chat we have going on the side here, the instant message.
Yep.
That was the big deal that I thought. And then
I had when I had my record store, initially I didn't have enough room filled up. So I sublet some space to a friend of mine who actually lives out in San Jose now. And he opened a little skateboard shop in the back, and he had his computer and I was sitting up at the front on my computer, and we would aim back and forth about virtually everybody that came in the store. That was kind of our thing. Instant messenger. Oh, look at this guy or whatever. It was a lot of fun.
I thought it was the greatest thing on earth. Seriously. Say, hey, Shane, Rise and Grind Picker, how's it going, man? Long time no see.
Oh, what's up, man? Good to see you, man.
I've been missing in action for a while now.
Dude, I get it. I haven't really done many YouTube videos in the last couple weeks, like maybe one this month, if that. Stuff just gets in the way and it's just busy.
Yeah, no, I mean, that's what we were just talking about 2 seconds ago. I don't know how, that's what Ryan was just saying, like how people do like, I don't know, 5, 10, 15, 20 videos, posts. Especially even 4 years ago, it wasn't like Instagram and TikTok and all this other stuff.
Well, a lot of it's just simply like most of them aren't selling. They're just not selling a lot. I know for me, like I did daily content for like a year, and it killed me because I was still selling on eBay and Amazon. And now I'm not doing any videos hardly because it's just so much work. Like I've sold over 12,000 units on Amazon, and I'm doing about 300 to 400 on a month on eBay. And it's just, I don't have time to do videos.
Yep. It's really hard to, I like it because it gets me out of the basement and I can not be listing. So it's a nice little break to take a couple hours and shoot a video and, edit it and have a different kind of drama to deal with. But yeah, it's really hard. Like we were just saying, I don't know how those guys do it every day, although they are kind of just doing the same thing every day. They're pulling stuff out of tubs and whatever. So I guess if I had a GoPro and just followed myself around all day, I could make all kinds of content.
Yeah. I mean, it sounds easy, but at the end of the day, it's just, it's like for me, it's like, well, do I really want to video this? I have 50 items to ship today. And then it's like,
right. Yeah. No, I just want to get the stuff done.
Right there, you hit the nail on the head. I mean, are you going to get it? I mean, I know there's people that can stick the camera up there. I'm not. If I did that, I would probably go there and find out that I didn't actually record it or something like that would happen. So
well, I'd have to censor myself when I'm swearing because I've nicked myself with the utility knife or whatever. I could definitely not go live.
That's how it used to be for me, though. Like for me, I was just like, oh, I'll just throw the camera up there. But it gets to a point where, like for me, I started my YouTube channel to help people. And that's what it was. Like I didn't know anybody in the reselling community. And now that I've met a lot of people, like my channel kind of blew up a little bit. And then I just stopped doing videos. And people are like, where are you at? Where'd you go? And I didn't do videos for like 6 months. Man, it was a long, and then people are like, what happened to you? And then I finally like did a video and they're like, oh my gosh, like, and I was building like 20 Amazon shipments a day. And I realized like, I love doing YouTube, but in order to keep my business going, I couldn't do YouTube like I did.
Right. Well, you can't make any money on YouTube. I mean, you've got to have so many subscribers and all the view time to get monetized. And even with that, you're making $20 a month. I mean, it's just, you can't justify the cost until you're a fairly big channel.
Not even fairly big, because my best month on YouTube was $10,000.
Wow.
That was my best month. I'll be really honest about it. My best month in reselling, my 2-week Amazon payment was $37,000.
Yeah.
Like, I think YouTube is awesome, but if you're actively doing your business, once your business goes so big, it's just harder to do.
Right. Well, and I think some of them do just enough reselling to generate content, which is totally fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think their YouTube income is probably exceeds now their reselling income, which more power to them. They can do just enough to keep stuff kind of flowing and have stuff to talk about, which is awesome. It's not the path I really want to go down, but I get it.
Right. Oh, and same here. Like, I think that, my best month on YouTube was 10 grand. And if you made 8 to 10 grand a month, someone could probably live off that.
Oh yeah.
For me, it's just about building something a lot bigger in myself. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I'm lucky. I mean, in a sense, I don't have that YouTube issue. So.
Right. Mo, you might one day. I mean, you never know.
I might, but I think I'm kind of like in the mindset you guys both have right now. It's not an afterthought, but it's not the goal. It's part of maybe what we're doing right now. It's fun. You get to interact with, people like you two. But if I had to choose, there's no question. I mean, you can't. I mean, I'm not out here to, create some kind of media empire or something like that. So.
Now, see, I joke about that on my website. I say this is the home of my would-be multimedia empire. So with my 360 subscribers and
that's awesome.
Hey, that is awesome.
And I know, like, for YouTube, like, the thing is, if you're really good at creating content, don't do reselling content. There's a cap on that. Like, there's a cap. Like, you're only going to hit so many. How many million subscriber reselling channels do you see?
Right.
Not any, if any.
Right about that.
But if you're good at doing YouTube, go do something else and get 2-3 million subscribers and really make some serious money at it. People could, but
yeah. I mean, reselling, the way I always think of it, it's awesome. But in terms of comparing it to other businesses, it's not a niche. It's a niche of a niche of a niche in a sense.
Right.
Because, we're all doing different things. We all sell different things. And, I guess there are some people that talk and say, I sell everything. I do everything. I do all this. I'm not sure how much of that I believe, but that's okay. I mean, that's good for them. More power to them. But like you said, there's only so many hours in the day. And actually, it's kind of the reason I preferred at the beginning a podcast. One, you don't have to see this mug every day. And then I can do it at like 3 a.m. when I'm done packaging. And, I don't have to worry about, what's behind me, even though, maybe people would be interested in that. But go from anywhere.
I'm surprised I don't get more comments on the mess actually behind me. But
yours actually I gotta admit, yours actually looks like it's kind of set up in a way. It's kind of like it's not cluttered, but it looks like it's organized in a way that it fits with the show.
Yeah. No, it's definitely a reselling environment. You can tell from other than the wall full of Hot Wheels off to the side, because this was kind of the kids' playroom initially. And then when they left, I was like, well, now what? And for a while, I had my exercise bike down here, but then I got off that plan, and now it's the Bat Cave.
There you go. Yeah, mine's basically on the bed back here, but I'm away from home. But if you saw, like, usually where I shoot, it's a box and some tape and some, who knows, whatever I took a picture of 5 minutes earlier, and that's about it. But,
and for me, like I'm starting to pivot back to eBay, because I did a lot of Amazon, but Amazon's changing, so I'm starting to pivot back to eBay, and I think that's that requires a lot of work. Like, I let eBay go. Like, I didn't list stuff for months, and the last 4 or 5 months I've been kind of pivoting back to eBay, and it's just a lot of manual listing. I'm like, man, like Amazon was kind of easy in a sense, but I had to make a lot of changes to like how I list things and stuff like that to make it faster.
Oh yeah. Are you listing, because I know you listed before, you listed a lot of vintage type items. Are you still doing that specifically, or are you kind of doing different things as well?
Still am. So what my plan is going forward is I'm building a couple Amazon shipments every few days. And I'm just going to maintain Amazon at like just a very low level. And when I say low level, like a few $100,000 a year in sales, like that's pretty low because you can send stuff in so fast. Hold on real quick.
No problem. Yeah, with Amazon, it's Ryan. You said you were on Amazon before. You kind of switched.
I was doing fulfilled by merchant. I was doing everything right out of my store, so I didn't do any FBA, and that was back kind of in the wild west days, pre 2012 on Amazon, where you could pretty much do anything. When I looked into it most recently, I mean, other than books, you're essentially gated for everything. I mean, I got 8,000 CDs sitting in the garage. If I can't list them on Amazon, there's really no point me being even being on there. So
Amazon, I got on there, I'm guessing 2014-ish. So I missed the deadline for not that I sell DVDs that much, but I'm not in that group of people that could. So my big thing before was video games still, on Amazon FBA. Used, new, it didn't matter. Because that's one of the things that I've noticed that you can I haven't been bothered by any of the brands, knock on wood, who knows, but and actually, I shouldn't say that, because I read an article, or somebody said that maybe was it on your show that you were talking about possible. They were looking at the margins for reselling and video games specifically.
The potential of putting a law in place to like cap markup on video game systems when they first come out.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because that's, to be honest, on FBA now, I do merchant fulfill, especially this year. That's when actually I had never did merchant fulfill before this year, before COVID broke out. But video games were and still are the biggest thing that I sell on Amazon FBA, just because they're easier.
Right.
So if they do that, that's going to change. I'm not sure if I'd be on Amazon, to be honest.
Yeah. I've got a couple of people that, keep telling me I need to be on there. And, I look at the people that end up getting suspended or whatever the story is. And, the way they pay, the margin that you can make. I mean, I get the idea of the added sales velocity, because obviously they have way more traffic than eBay, but I'm just not willing to sacrifice the margin to sell old books that I'm probably going to sell anyway. I'd rather make the extra money. And if it's a little long tail, that doesn't really bother me all that much.
Oh yeah. And the way I see Amazon is, they're an information company, and they do as much as they can to get the most bang for their buck. So right now they need, third-party sellers to sell in certain categories, when 5 years ago they needed us to sell in every category. I think 5 years from now, it's probably going to be, if you own that brand, if you're a wholesale licensed person from that brand, and that's about it. I mean, that's just the way I see it, because they will have filled up all of their warehouses. They will max out capacity in a sense. So for whatever, and plus they also sell, the difference is that we are competing with them. We don't compete with eBay directly.
Right.
Whatever widget we're selling. That's always in the back of my mind bothered me a little bit. The fact that, I remember buying 20, I forget what they were, some kind of lotion thing a few years back. And it was a low rank item. I sent them in, and within, I want to say, a month, I got a letter saying, you can't sell this anymore.
Right.
It wasn't actually, from what I found out from somebody else, it wasn't even the brand that was saying that. It was because Amazon had jumped on and made it an agreement with that brand. It wasn't even like, a big brand, but they were exclusively selling that lotion. So it's 20 items. I got them for like $1.50 a piece. I didn't really care. But imagine if you had 1,000 of those.
Right.
Or a warehouse full of those.
By the way, I'm just excited to say that I got an Xbox Series X today.
Nice.
Nice. How'd you get it? I mean,
it's for myself. I'm gonna play it. Like, I'm not selling it. I just want to play. I just want to play it. But so if I guess if you're listening and you want one, so what I did was I had a buddy that he's not a reseller, and he's like, hey, I just got an Xbox today, and I'm like, well, how'd you get it? And he's like, well, it's pretty easy. He went to Twitter and followed IGN Deals, and then they started sending notifications. Well, GameStop, all day today, GameStop has been posting like every few hours, hey, we just launched more consoles. Hey, we just launched more consoles. So literally, when they just posted it, it was like 2 seconds. Like, I went over there and I just kept refreshing and clicking, and finally it went through and I got a bundle. So I had to pay $700, but it was like a bundle of games and a bunch of other stuff with it. So through GameStop. So hopefully they ship it.
Right. That's the next thing.
that's awesome, because all the GameStops around me are shut down. So, I mean, I don't know if is that nationwide? I don't know, because
but see, they're still doing curbside pickup here.
Okay.
And this one was just online, so they're just going to ship it to my address.
Yeah, I've had a couple of cancellations and I don't buy a lot of stuff for myself ever, but I got an Instacart coupon thing. I think it is if you spend $100, a $50 coupon, something like that. It was like 4 days ago, and it was at Walmart only. So I thought I'd have a separate TV. It wasn't very big. It was like a 40-inch TV. Got it. It was confirmed. Paid for it. It was supposed to be delivered Monday. Monday, I get an email saying, sorry, we're out of stock. Went to use the coupon. The coupon is obviously expired.
Right.
So that was my one venture into buying something kind of close to Black Friday. Work out.
See, I never buy nothing for myself, but I'm like, I have a PS4. Like, I play Call of Duty online, and I'm like, I work so much, like, I don't really play it much, but at nighttime, like once in a while on the weekends, I'll get on and play. And I'm like, man, I really want an Xbox Series X. And my wife's like, you don't even play your PS4. I'm like, yeah, I do, like once a week. So I've been looking for like since they came out, and I haven't been able to get one. And I guess Walmart's having more go live online actually today at 9 p.m. Eastern. So 8 p.m. Central. More will go online at Walmart, but I've been trying to get one there and still couldn't get one.
It's funny when you talk about game systems. I have, let me see, Nintendo, the original Nintendo, SNES, and a Wii. That's where it stops. And then I have the original Xbox, and I have a PS1, 2, and 3, and that's where it stops.
That's
the
awesome.
other thing I have is at least 10, 15 years out of it.
Up to a 3, and then no 4, no, yeah.
The kicker is my son is only used to playing a Wii.
Really?
He keeps asking me for a Switch, and everyone thinks I'm like a horrible person because I haven't got anything that was made this decade. But he's used to it. He loves the Wii. He loves Super Smash Brothers from 2008.
Hey, Wii Bowling? I love that. Wii Bowling is awesome.
Yes. I mean, the Wii, I don't know if you remember when the Wii came out.
Yeah, I have a Wii U upstairs, but we never play it.
You're one step ahead of me, at least, though. Even with that.
Yeah, we have an original Wii in our bedroom, but like we never play that either. We just used to watch movies on it and stuff. And
that's right. That's right. It was one of the ones that
Instead of buying a DVD player, we just threw a Wii U and watched it. And I don't even know if it works because honestly, I probably could sell it on eBay and make some pretty good money on those.
The next 2 months, I think everyone should sell every system they have.
Yeah.
It's going to be like March, April, that time this year. Everything's going to fly off the shelves. I mean,
since I got my Xbox Series X today, I'm selling my PS4 upstairs. I'm going to wipe it and put it up online tomorrow, and I'm going to build a bundle, and they're selling for almost retail of what I bought it for new right now.
Nice.
I can see that, yeah. Because the demand is right. I mean, you can't get them anywhere else. I mean, it's funny. I was at Target 2 or 3 days ago, and I just asked. I know they didn't have it. I mean, I know that it's only online only, but I asked, and before I finished asking, it's online only. It's online only. I'm like, okay, sorry. I was half joking when I was asking, but because they get asked so much, I'm guessing.
Right.
They get pounded by people.
Well, and the PS5 is like $500,
Yeah.
and I know someone that listed a PS4 bundle up today and sold it for like 400 and something. And I'm like, that's what they retailed for back in like 5 years ago when they first came out. PS4s.
That's not bad if you can cash out for what you got in it.
No, not at all. And so I'm like, well, sure, it's a pretty good deal.
Yeah. Plus, you used it all that time. So I mean,
Right.
yeah. Awesome. I mean,
But that would be even a good thing. Like surf Facebook Marketplace, buy one for 120, 150 bucks, bundle it with a few games and throw it up for 390, 450, something like that,
yeah, I could see that going easily, especially in the next week or so when you find out that all those coupons have expired, like my coupon expired, and all these deals are gone. Yeah, people are you're going to see messages. Oh, do you have this? Do you have that? So put them up, or at least take the pictures and put them up. And then just, I'm not the kind of person that likes to list things December, like 20th around there at all. I usually don't do much of anything around that. After the 15th, the 18th, that's kind of, I don't know, my borderline. And before, I mean, a couple of years back, you could send in FBA shipments on maybe the 7th or the 8th, maybe. Now, I doubt that would even get logged in this year.
No, it may not. FBA is going pretty fast, so I just sent in 6 shipments last week, and within 24 hours, they got checked in, and they were like live.
Wow, because mine took the last FBA shipments, and I don't really do too many FBA shipments because all video games only. They took, I want to say, 16 days.
Yeah.
16 days, somewhere in there.
Some of them, they were before, but because I had the same issue, and I just took 3 months or 4 months, and I didn't sell on Amazon at all. I didn't send any. I sold. I just didn't send shipments in.
Same here. I don't think I sold between March and September or something like that.
Right. But I stopped sending shipments in like 4 months ago, and I was still selling 1,600 units a month. And when I stopped, I was like, well, I got some extra stuff. You know how like you buy stuff and you just have extra stuff laying around, and I was just like, well, I got some extra stuff, and let's just do a test and see how fast they check it in. And I sent 6 shipments in, like within 2 days max. It was like the first one, it was after 24 hours, boom, checked in. And then 2 days, they all just checked in and went live. And I sold $3,000 in 2 days. Already sold through everything I sent in.
Wow. So you're in Illinois. So are you shipping to your closest warehouse?
Yeah, it would be Joliet. Joliet's where I ship to.
Because for me, I'm near Sacramento, so they go to the Stockton warehouse, and it's not like Illinois. Illinois is a lot more serviced. It goes in every direction. We're on the West Coast, so we're only, we go east only.
I'll be honest with you. I was in California for a couple weeks last year sourcing, and I was sending stuff in from the hotel room, and it took forever for stuff to check in California. And I was in LA, and it took forever.
At least you were in LA, because at least you've got more hubs. We've got the Bay Area is okay, but the further north you go, the worse it is. They want them in, Pennsylvania, Illinois, more centralized states.
Indianapolis probably a lot.
Exactly. It makes more sense. I mean, you can get to people quicker. It makes sense. That's the whole game. So
it costs more money for them to ship it, for you to ship it to California than them to disperse it everywhere else.
Yeah, totally. I mean, we've all got those. I mean, I've got refunds before when they just didn't want to bother shipping it. Mm-hmm. They just refunded me on the item.
Dude, it's awesome. Like, I really hate living in Illinois. It sucks. But in Illinois, like the warehouse I shipped to was like 45 minutes away from my house. Nice. So I never, it's very rare if I ship it to another warehouse. It's always usually that one all the time.
Okay. I'm guessing that's a huge warehouse, though.
Well, it's a transport warehouse, so they just accept it and then they break the load, they break the shipments apart and then just transport it from there.
Because where I'm probably about 45 minutes away from that Stockton warehouse. Mm-hmm. But what happens is with my shipments, I'll have it will say 5 items are going here, right, and 100 items are going who knows where else,
right,
east, Midwest or the East. They never stay over here anymore.
No. The best part about being in Illinois, 45 minutes from that hub, is that's the only hub for ever. So like it's so spread out. It's all cornfields. So it's like we got the Joliet warehouse, and then there's like nothing, and there's Indianapolis, and then like Ohio and Missouri, and that's where all you have. So I ship primarily there unless it's oversized, and then that goes to Pennsylvania or wherever it's at.
So let's take, we've got a few people in the chat now. The Bullish CEO, thanks for being here. And Drifter Thrifters just dropped by. So I appreciate you guys. I know you guys are all probably getting ready for turkey, I suppose. Yeah. Fine one, because I heard turkey sales are doing really well. I mean, I shouldn't be surprised by this, but I mean, yeah. So yeah, it says, you know, the funny thing is TMZ reported that. I'm like, they must be out of stories if they're talking about.
I was going to say, it must be a slow news day.
Must be bored.
Turkey sales brisk nationwide. But yeah, no, I think that I'm similar to you, Shane, in the sense that moving away from Amazon, unless I ever come up with a private label product, which I highly doubt.
You never know.
You never know. I might run into something, but unless I get some kind of wholesale deal with somebody. Right now, I'm enjoying eBay, to be honest. This year, I must say, actually, I've got to admit, I did enjoy merchant fulfilling a little bit. It was something that I found that was something I hadn't really done before. I don't know why. Everyone, as soon as I said that, I've had like 20 people say why. Because I sell mainly video games on Amazon. They said, well, why wouldn't you be merchant fulfilling those at Christmas anyway? But I just never did.
I think eBay is going to a place that's great. Like my sales have been great. Like I've been listing a lot. I just vetted a VA to start listing for me today. So like I got to get her pictures. But I think eBay is going great. Like my sales have been good. And really, eBay is this simple. As long as you list every day, you're going to sell.
That's true. Yeah. That's true. And the thing about that is we've been saying that exact phrase since the beginning of eBay, I think. I mean, Amazon, you can't say that with because they're like, who knows?
It's way different. It's like sales rank and product pages and where does it rank and where does it's hard.
And it's kind of all over the place. But I mean, eBay, I wonder if they have new, because Ryan was talking about this on his show. You said that the stockholders, I forget the name of the company, they sold all their stock.
Yeah, Starboard Value, who came in and like recommended they get a new CEO and make all these changes. And then as soon as all that stuff was done, they sold all their shares and bailed. So
yeah, that was the company that like bought them originally, right? And like kind of ran out Devin Winnig.
Yes. Yep. They got everything they wanted and then left. So I assume, I didn't look into it to see where the stock went, but it probably got to whatever their target price was with all the changes they made. And then they're like, okay, let's cash out and leave them. So,
dude, that new CEO though, you know, he was a previous Walmart e-com vice president. Like I think he's gonna do a lot of good for eBay.
Yeah, it seems like they're, at least in the short run, are refocusing on the things that make eBay unique. The last group, you know, with all the like item specifics and all that stuff that's been in the pipeline for a while, trying to turn it into Amazon, I didn't think it was going to work out. And these people seem to be a lot more focused on the sellers and the uniqueness of the market. I think they see what's going on with places like Etsy that are selling really specialty niche stuff and are kind of rediscovering their roots a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think that's what eBay needs to do because, like, I sell new stuff on eBay, but I also sell used stuff, and I sell used clothing. I sell vintage clothing. I'm still. Oh, and I guess I didn't answer Mo's question, but yeah, I'm still selling like vintage concert T-shirts and stuff like that.
Yeah.
On eBay too. So,
honest, I love just looking at the tags. Maybe it's silly.
It would have made you crazy. I just got done about a couple months ago listing over 150 vintage concert tees.
I think I saw your post about when you got those.
Yeah, I went to a head crew member of REO Speedwagon's house and picked his house.
Nice.
It was awesome, man. It was awesome.
That's so cool. And actually, that's a perfect segue. Got the bullish CEO is asking good items to sell on eBay. So I think you just hit one right on the nail on it.
Russ, what's up? I haven't seen Russ in a long time.
If you need to catch Russ's Facebook feed, he's literally, because Russ, for anyone that doesn't know, he started the show with me. But what he's doing right now is he's homesteading, and he's literally moved. He's in Missouri now, and he's built his own place from scratch. And every day he's sending updates on, this is what we're doing. This is what we're eating. This is the foundation. I don't know how he does it. You have to check out his.
I have him on Facebook. I'm gonna have to watch close because I seen something where he was homesteading. I'm like, oh, that's gonna be cool, and then I never seen it again. But see, here's my issue: is I don't get on Facebook a lot, so I'm gonna have to make it a point every day to go on there and look.
No, because I don't know how he does. I'm a homebody, and I need certain things around me. I would never I'd be the worst person to go camping with. You'd be like, all right, get in the car and get away from me. I mean, where's the TV? Where's the hot tub? I mean,
right.
That's
no internet service. Get out of here.
Don't even get me started on that.
But sometimes that's how I get too. Because honestly, I get to listing on eBay, and then I just don't want to talk to anybody for days. I just want to list and just not really talk. But when I was at Amazon, doing Amazon a lot, I was going to retail stores and all day long. So you kind of have to interact with people, and I've just gotten really bad at interacting now. Yeah,
I want to say within the last week, I figured out in 3 years how to respond to a chat comment. The first time I used StreamYard, which I've only done for a couple months, but there's a giant message across the screen that says, click on comment to have it show on the screen, which I didn't do for the first 3 lives. So I always wonder what people think. When I went back and watched the video, you can see this giant StreamYard thing across the front because I never bothered to even look at it. But, yeah. I'm just not that guy. Actually, even this right here, it's a big difference from a few years back. Just going on YouTube and talking, I'm surprised my internet's held up this long now. But.
You remember back in the day, though, me, you, and Russ would go on live, and it'd be Google Hangouts, and it was pretty cool, though, man. It was awesome.
Russ is what's the internet? No, this is awesome though, because imagine reselling without. Even not even necessarily YouTube or social media, but the fact that we can talk to. I couldn't imagine not knowing anybody and listing at least one person that you can talk to and say, you know what, I just found this, or I'm having an issue with this buyer, or whatever it is. Because it is kind of like we always say, a kind of a lonely profession if you don't have that. And
well, I was hanging out here one day because I hadn't talked to Mo in a long time, and I was sitting here listening, and all of a sudden my phone goes zzz, zzz, and I look down and it's a Facebook notification. I'm like, Mo's alive? What? I forgot where did he go? And I'm like, man, I'm gonna have to. And I messaged you the other night, and I'm like, how have you been, man? I haven't seen you in forever.
Yeah.
But it's easy to do that. It's easy to unplug and do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, but you can tell he's a legit reseller, because first question was about selling a product and talking about that specific product and the keywords. So, okay, that got straight to the point. There's no fluff in there. It's all reselling, and that's it.
I'm pretty straight, man. I'm pretty much eat, sleep, and pretty much bask in my business. You know what I mean? Scary.
Well, you'll take a little break with the new Xbox.
Just a little bit. At 7 p.m., I can take a break and play some Call of Duty.
Well, there's very few, because I used to go on these people. I'd hear a lot of people complaining because I ran a shipping store for years. So we'd meet up once a year, and you see people from all over the country, which is really cool. At the end of it, the gist was always do I really want to continue to do this? The discussions would be about, UPS boxes and, delays in shipping and that kind of stuff. But even when we were literally there for like a week, stuck talking to each other, nobody would talk about any of like the details about, how they were increasing revenue or what they were doing, the ins and outs of their business at all. They would complain. I mean, I would complain too. We complain, why is this happening or that happening? But I think that's what's unique. Everyone already says that, but I mean, that's what's unique about, reselling in general.
But, the community is much more open, sharing. When I had my record store, there were a few other independent record stores in the area, and man, trying to get any information from them was like pulling teeth because you were competition and they wanted nothing to do with you. It was really bizarre. So
they didn't want to tell you the good stuff because then you were buying stuff they wanted to buy. And
right. I got these 4,000 CDs here in the basement if you'd be interested in,
See, I don't really sell a lot of CDs. But I just found a record, believe it or not, at an Amazon return bins, and it was the Ramones record. It's alive, and it's a repress, but it's worth like $40. I paid $1 for it.
Yeah.
But I don't do a lot. Like I don't do a lot of media. I don't know. It's hard to describe. Like I do everything, but like. It's weird. Like I have comic books and baseball cards and like used clothing. I do a lot of used clothing. Like that's what I'm good at is like vintage clothing.
Yeah, it's funny with vintage clothing. I promised myself, I want to say midway through the summer, I'm not going to do any more clothing. That's it. I'm done. It's going to be hard goods. I'm going to, kind of go back into video games and video game systems because March and April were so good. I didn't do that, and instead I actually found somebody that was actually moving. I found an extra 1,000 pieces of clothing. It wasn't all vintage. That would have been nice, but it was at least 30-40%.
Mo, do you want to see something I just listed the other day that's totally awesome?
All right, blow my mind.
Oh, nice.
Oh, there you go. Nice. See, that's what I'm talking about right there. Now I want to go source some video games.
Dude, I love video games, but man, it's just like I sell everything. Like if you looked at my story, it would be like I have new stuff because I do liquidation, but then a lot of it's clothing. Like I started out in clothing with eBay, and I really like my eyes gotten better. Like I pick up more vintage electronics. I pick up like more media that's worth stuff because like I found a set of CDs. I wouldn't have ever looked them up because it was like classical music, but it was literally had a barcode and they sell for like $80 and it's a whole set. And it was
that's the thing with FBA. And I was the same. I don't know anything about classical music or jazz or these specific niches of music. But when you're scanning, at least before, now not so much because a lot of it's gated if it's popular, or I don't know how they do that under a certain rank.
But if I had 4,000 CDs though, like this is what I would do. I would just turn my light backgrounds on and then do like 3 pictures, the front, the back, and open it up and take a picture of that, and then boom, just slap it on.
Yep, that's all I do with them.
Yeah.
And I'm selling them on eBay, but it's the same process. Yeah.
Yeah. But I might take you up on a little box maybe. I might reach out to you and get some. So
you certainly got a lot of CDs.
Yeah. Dude, stuff like that though. I like because it's easy. Like you just sell similar off every listing you do. Sell similar off your own listing, change the title. It's easy. It's quick.
Yep.
I found that, to be honest, that's kind of when I moved from Amazon to eBay, that's why I kind of wanted to have items that I could sell more than one of. I could have a listing. And so I was having an issue with that with shirts, like vintage shirts, because I do a lot of vintage t-shirts and like concert tees, not super vintage, but concert tees in general. But so I was able to do that a little bit with action figures. I do a lot of like 80s action figures. So you can get those in multiples. So that I'm having an interesting time with it. It's a lot of fun. but I kind of got a little bit sidetracked with getting away from clothing because, like I said, I got a giant haul with that. I don't know. I'm kind of scatterbrained in a sense. If I see a good deal, I'm kind of have to pull the trigger.
What's your eBay or what's your YouTube name?
Reseller niche.
No. I'm
Galaxy CDs.
What is it again?
Galaxy CDs, Rocks, and Flips is the YouTube channel.
All right, hold on.
I can put it up on the screen.
Sorry, Mo.
No worries.
There we go. I found it. I'm going to subscribe. No, I just didn't know. So I subscribed, and then if I want to buy some CDs, I'm going to reach out to you. I know how to reach out to you.
Yeah, I got a boatload.
Dude, would you get them from your shop or like?
No, I had stopped down. I told Mo this a couple of weeks ago. I stopped down at the local vinyl shop and I just left my card and I said, I used to own the CD store up the street years ago. I know you guys don't do CDs. So if anybody ever stops in to sell a collection and you guys don't want to buy it, give them my information. And I never heard from them. And 5 months later, the guy calls me up. He's like, hey, I just got your note, believe it or not, but I've got some CDs you might be interested in. He thought he had a couple thousand of them. I went down there. It turned out to be over 8,000 CDs, but he sold them to me for $300.
That's awesome, dude.
Yeah, it's been
a killer deal.
Yeah, it's been incredible.
Like,
it's been a lot of work, but
CDs still sell really good on eBay.
Like,
oh yeah, no, I probably sell half a dozen or more a day, every day, and as long as you keep listing them, it stays active. So no, it's been. And they're, like you say, they're easy, they're cheap, they're easy to ship. You get them out of there, and it's quick feedback, and you just keep churning through them.
Well, a lot of times, like I have record boxes, like the ones you can size yourself. But like if it's like a cheap CD, like we're talking like an under $15, I just like literally put it in one of these.
Oh yeah.
Fold it over and then put it inside another one like that. And it's double padded, and I just like either send it first class or media mail.
Yeah, I don't even double them like that. Just a regular bubble mailer. I've been shipping them like that since 2000, and I can probably count on one hand the number of times somebody has sent me a message and said, the case is cracked or whatever. I mean, it's just
like I ship a lot of DVDs like that, and no one ever complains. No one ever complains.
It's funny you say that because I don't know if you've seen. I think it's on Amazon. They had the Netflix documentary about how they started. And they say the exact same thing. The first time they wanted to start doing, shipping from within the city, one of the guys said, well, why don't we just check it by putting it in the mail? So they get an envelope, they get a DVD, put it in there, first class mail. And I think it was in Santa Cruz, sorry. Mm-hmm. So they drop it off next day, check the mail. It wasn't scratched, wasn't broken. It worked. So that was it right there.
Yeah.
CD in an envelope or DVD, and that was it.
Yeah. And it's amazing, but a bubble mailer, I can put, I sell new stuff, and I've put bottles of lotion in bubble mailers, and no one's ever complained. No. I never used to. I used to put them in boxes, and I was too scared to. But when I started shipping video games and DVDs in bubble mailers, I'm like, why aren't these getting broken? And I'm like, wait a minute, I'm going to put lotion and stuff in there too, and everything's been going well.
Yeah. Amazon has always shipped tons of stuff, even probably stuff they shouldn't, in bubble mailers. I got some stuff today that was in bubble mailers. So
they're like, oh, you bought this glass vase? Let me throw it in a bubble mailer for you and mail it to you.
Well, Amazon's an interesting example because I don't know if you've ever got returns back or even bought things from Amazon. You get the giant box and it's got a mug in it, and then that's it. And they have all this space in there too. So I don't know who taught the people at the Amazon warehouses how to package.
Or you get a box this big and it's that wide, and it's you ordered a pack of pencils and that's what's
exactly.
In there.
Yeah, I've had that too.
There's stuffing. You know what I do? I take all the stuffing and reuse it for eBay.
Oh yeah,
definitely. I mean, I never run out of boxes, bubble wrap, or eBay tape for that matter.
The air pillows that Amazon uses to ship stuff to you are the best. When I get back my returns from Amazon, it's usually a lot, and so I'll just reuse the air pillows. So
yeah, Returnuary, it's on the way. So
I get a lot of returns. Since my volume's been down, I haven't been, but 3-4 months ago, I was selling over 5,000 items a month on Amazon, and I was just getting my whole freaking porch was covered in returns one day. I'm like, oh my gosh.
I mean, they make it unbelievably. You can blink and return an item on Amazon. You don't even have to. I don't know how that works. They just, you guys hear the story about the person that supposedly made 250 grand by they would order items and then return a box of dirt or something like that.
Yeah, I heard that. Yeah.
Like, are you kidding me? And apparently it was years. They made $250,000 by returning boxes of dirt that were, they weighed the same amount. Whatever it was, 1 pound, 2 pounds, whatever it is. So they weighed it perfectly and they boxed it up so it wouldn't leak or, come out of the box.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess they weren't opening these boxes. So there's some random Amazon warehouse that's full of dirt right now.
That's funny. That's funny. That's hilarious.
I don't know. I guess that's taking returns, Amazon returns to another level. I mean,
yeah.
That's always been a thing. When I was a retail manager, every year, 2 or 3 times a year, you would get somebody that would try to return a VCR, DVD player or whatever, and there'd be rocks in the box or whatever. I mean, it's all sealed up, looks great. The minimum wage cashier, she's not checking it. You got a receipt. They just, yeah, good. And they throw it on the conveyor. And a couple of weeks later, you find out you got a box of sand back there.
See, I worked in retail for 10 years too. And man, but I worked in loss prevention management. So I was a district for one store, and then I worked for Target for 3.5 years as like a executive manager. And dude, store managers, man, they have it the worst. Like they have to try to front all the scammers like face to face, and they're like, oh, this paint can's full of water. No, you can't return it.
Right. I can't tell you how many times I would get in issues with customers. They're up ranting and raving with my, the little girl at the customer service stand, and you got to go up there and break up a fight. And I'm like, I'm not paying her enough to listen to your, mouth. Just get on out of here.
Oh, exactly. Yeah, exactly.
I mean, with return, I can see. I mean, in a sense, I kind of like that Amazon is kind of streamlined and kind of made it so you feel comfortable buying an item. But on the other hand, they're going too far. But I can see why, because like at the shipping store I used to run, we had this guy who's a mailbox holder. He was an eBay shipper. And this is probably 07, 08, something like that. And he would, I don't know what he bought, but whatever it was broken. I'm talking about TVs, vacuums, a lot of appliances. Mm-hmm. And he was, a mailbox holder at our location. So one day, an old guy comes in, a really old guy. He barely got through the door. And he nearly hit me in the face with his walking stick. And he said, you. I said, okay. He's like, you shipped me a broken vacuum. I'm like, I did? He's all, yeah. And he pointed to the sign on the door with our address on it. So these guys were shipping broken, whatever it was. And they were doing it for years. So I looked them up because obviously I looked them up on eBay. You can see because they didn't really hide themselves very well. Because they used the same name. There was a store name. They could look up everything. They had our address down as, the address. And then I got an email later from somebody else. So long story short, these guys were doing this forever. And so I can totally see why people were kind of skeptical about non-Amazon returns when that's what was going on. And this was bad because I remember that later that week, they tried to ship a TV. And I refused it because literally, they came in with a 20 by 20 box, and it was a 20-inch TV.
Wow.
They wanted to put it directly into the box. And I'm talking about, the box is like this thin. And it's a glass TV. This is not like a nice flat screen. This is a box TV. I said, what are you thinking? You mean this is not even going to make it into the truck without breaking? So, well, that's what they paid for. I'm like, okay, I get that. And at this point, I wasn't really selling much on eBay, but I knew if I was to receive a box of glass, I wouldn't be happy about it.
Yeah.
But the sad thing is I had to ship it because he said, okay, well, I'm shipping this. So I said, okay, I can't insure it for you. That's the only thing I could say is I'm not insuring that for you.
Mm-hmm.
I shipped it, and I don't think it even made it. It was returned the next day by the FedEx ground driver. And you could hear it. I could hear the box like.
That's crazy.
Yeah. That's what, some people are just, long story short, that's what they used to do. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if there's some people that do that now, but at least eBay's on top of things.
Well, they're way more on top of things than they used to be, like, and for the most part, like, it's so hard. Like if you sell something breakable, you should be able to pack it. Now, I mean, I have had one item broken all year this year, and it was a waffle maker. And I'm telling you, I shipped it USPS. I shipped it using one of their boxes, one of their flat rate boxes, and it looked like it got kicked off the Brooklyn Bridge and hit by like 18 semis. Yeah, it was broken real bad. It was split in half, like it was a waffle maker. It was like, and I'm like, yeah, it looks like it should be broken in the box.
Right.
But that's the only thing I've had broken all year.
That's pretty good because, like I said, my boring history was in shipping retail. So we used to go to these conventions and they would have us do these speed shipping things. Like, we're going to give you 2 minutes to box 6 glasses. And then afterwards, I remember one time it was in this giant cafeteria looking thing with a balcony. So then the CEO walked up there with all the boxes and he would drop them off the balcony. Wow. And then they come and open up all the boxes. And obviously the persons who didn't break, they won the little competition. And I want to say 75% of those broke. So, and these are all different, independent shipping store owners. So yeah, not everyone knows how to pack 6 glasses.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So,
I think there's a lot of eBay shippers that don't put enough emphasis on how they ship stuff. Because I look at my own feedback and the comments I get about the stuff I've shipped out, and it's like, I've never gotten anything packed like this on eBay before. And I'm not doing anything really all that special. I mean, it's just crazy.
No, I agree. I actually got a positive feedback, I don't know, like maybe last week, and I can't even remember what it was. It was like, so it was like what was it? It was like a little glass tiki shot glass. And it was like maybe this big. So what I did was I just took one of these. It's just a really hard, cardboard, and I just bubble wrapped it, put it inside here, and taped the holes up and put it in a box, like a small box, 6 by 4 by 4. And they got it, and they're like, "This is the best shipped item I've ever had on eBay." And I'm like, "Wow, didn't even try."
No, actually, what you actually did there is kind of what they teach us to do. I mean, I'm guessing, I don't know if this is common sense or not, but basically they want 2 inches, or they would teach us to have at least 2 inches around it. So if you got like a 4 by 4 box, that has to be double boxed into, either a 6 by 6 or an 8 by 8 box. Mm-hmm. And that's it. And the next thing is, when you shake it, you don't want to hear anything.
Right.
So those 2 simple rules, if you have space, you don't hear anything, you're probably okay, unless somebody like literally stands on it, or something ridiculous like that.
Unless it's a waffle maker and I literally put foam in it, like I just stuffed the crap out of it and I shook it and it was like solid and it still arrived like split in the middle. Like
I've seen some stuff that's really, really packed well. I remember we had this guy that it was like one of those very, very old school servers. It was like big, servers, I've seen them, they're very thin now. This was like 16 inches by like 20 inches. This was a box basically. And it was double boxed. It wasn't that heavy, so it had a lot of padding in there. The FedEx driver took it, and the next day he came back, and it looked like somebody had taken a sledgehammer to it.
Yeah.
Because, there's stuff, it can drop and crack, or it'll be dented on the corner. This was literally like somebody had jumped on it multiple times.
Yeah.
So,
that's how that waffle maker looked, dude. It looked like half of the postal USPS like Pennsylvania hub like took a shot at it and stood on it and jumped on it one time.
Oh yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, if going postal, I guess maybe that's where it comes from. But
and that was the one box I actually put a fragile sticker on this year, and it got broken.
It's funny that you say that, because back in the day, they would actually say, if it's something super fragile, they want you to write fragile, but don't be surprised if you do that's the one that they toss or kick.
Yeah.
I mean, to be honest, these days, I don't know if you've seen a UPS or FedEx warehouse. It's other than going from the truck, like a guy with a headset is throwing it down to the guy at the bottom there. The rest of it is all automated on a giant conveyor belt. So it shouldn't be manhandled. I mean, who knows how? I'm sure it does, but other than the delivery and getting it there, it shouldn't be manhandled.
I've gotten in like pretty good with my post office. Like, he's like the postmaster of my post office, and I was so pissed. Like, I got this because I filed the claim, and then I've never seen this. I threw the waffle maker away after I filed the claim. USPS is like, you need to take this for inspection to your post office. I'm like, are you kidding me? So I threw it away. So I was so mad. I went in there and I was like, what the heck? And he's like, I'll take care of it. Like, from now on, keep the items if you file a claim, like whatever. And I'm like, how the heck did that? And I showed him the picture of the box that the customer sent me. And he's like, okay. So the post office, we use like this big conveyor, and it dumps it into a bin. And then they just take that bin and then dump the whole bin into another bin. And he's like, so if that box is on the bottom, that's probably why it looks like that. And I'm like, that's insane.
Things you see and things you hear, some of them, I mean, you can't really understand them. I'm putting your channel up here because I know. If you guys could go ahead, just in case, because we're hitting the hour mark, let everyone know how they can find you. And I'm going to put yours up in a second, Ryan. This is Rise and Grind Picker. Not that he needs my help here, but I've got.
Dude, I appreciate it, Mo, man. I actually shared this on my channel. I'm like, hey, go check these guys out. They're live. And I wasn't even going to come in, but I didn't want to like, you guys were doing a show, so I didn't want to like hijack it or anything. But I was just watching, I was listening, and I'm like, oh yeah.
No, I appreciate it, man. This is all good stuff. And I don't know. I'm just getting, like I said, I'm getting back into being on social media. I'm still not the most, I'm not awkward, but I'm not the most adept to being online and chats and all that kind of stuff. But
Mo, but you're like you think like you're not good with people, but you're actually like, you're kind of more of like, once you get online, you're more of like an extrovert than an introvert. You're more outgoing and you talk a lot, and it's a good thing.
Once I get on, once I get going.
Once you get going, man, it's just like Russ. When you get that guy going, he just never stops. He's just like,
I need to get Russ on here, but I'm not sure if he has what he has out there.
He may have dial up.
Yeah.
Well, I accused Mo of having dial up at the last time we did one. He kept dropping out. I was like, man, the 2400 baud modem's not working out.
I mean, it was bad last time. I think I counted 11 times when I dropped in less than an hour or something like that.
If you live in California, you should have like really good internet.
The amount of times, I don't know who you guys have, but I have Comcast. The amount of times I've gotten the phone and argued with those guys. No. I
have Mediacom.
Okay. So, I mean,
it's the same. It's almost the same company as Comcast.
They're all, they change names and buy each other out every couple of years. I remember I think AT&T, Comcast was AT&T before, and there were something else before.
Well, and also Mediacom used to be a sister company, or Comcast used to be a sister company in Mediacom.
I believe it. They all kind of like switching around, and whatever works for them to make an extra couple dollars for the shareholders, whatever works.
Yep.
But I think we're coming up to the hour mark. Actually, we've just crossed the hour mark. Is there anything else you guys wanted to say? Because just wanted to wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving. In a second, I'm going to put Ryan's channel up here too.
Yeah, everybody have a safe and happy holiday if you're traveling.
Yeah, definitely. I wouldn't. If you're traveling, let me see. What is it? My time, it's 5 o'clock on a Wednesday. So you guys, I'm guessing around 8-ish.
Yeah.
Yeah, 7:04 here.
I haven't traveled already. I guess there's people going in the morning, but please be safe.
Be safe, and man, I appreciate the link, man. It's been fun hanging out with you guys.
Yeah, nice to meet you.
Yeah, nice to meet you as well. Yeah, definitely. I subbed to your channel, and I'm gonna watch, so for sure. And Mo, dude, it was awesome seeing you, man.
Yeah, I appreciate you coming on, man. And same to you, Ryan. I'm gonna see if I can do more lives in the future, and I'll have a topic next time.
You need to get Russ on your next one. You need to reach out to Russ and say, hey, get your dial-up internet ready. Let's go live.
Russ was the voice of reason. He was the one who kept everything going, because I'm all kind of like all over.
And I'm kind of crazy anyway, so he was just kind of like, "Hey guys, look at this," and then it's like, yeah. No,
he's got a million stories too. I mean, and every type of, like, he's worked at all these different places. He's lived in all these different states. When I first met Russ, I'll cut this off after a couple seconds. He was in Florida. He went from Florida to Texas. Now he's in Missouri. I wouldn't be surprised if, like, he's 6 months or a year, he's like, you know what, I'm going to be doing this in this state here. That's just kind of how he is. He
live in Arizona at one point too, Arizona or something like that, or
I think he was in Arizona, and before he was in, he's been all over. And
dude, now he's living the off the grid lifestyle.
Oh yeah. I mean, he still shows pictures. He's got little videos. He's like showing me a picture of the stream in front of his house and all this kind of stuff. But yeah. I need to get him on here. We need to grill him on, how he's been doing his whole homesteading project.
And he's been raising worms. I just seen a YouTube video of his, and he was like, I'm like, this is awesome.
I don't think there's anything he hasn't done. I mean, in terms of every kind of, he's done it all.
Oh, dude.
I just want to thank you guys again. We'll do this again, though. So happy Thanksgiving to everybody. I'm gonna put all their links in the bottom there, so you guys might not be. I'm not sure what I posted and what I didn't, but it's all gonna be in the show notes. But until the next one, thanks for checking out the Reseller Niche podcast on YouTube. Have a good one, guys.
Have a good one.